All right, welcome everybody. This is Kim Simsby coming to you live from San Diego, California. What I'm going to do here in this short little overview is talk to you about multi-level marketing or network marketing versus Lyoness. Many of you know my story. I've been in the networking industry for almost 3 decades. Haven't jumped around a whole lot. Hit 4 very significant home runs. Sherry and I sold a business in 2009 that we've been building for 10 years. And since then, mostly been doing some consulting when we were introduced to Lyoness. And this is actually kind of interesting. I remember when I sat down and jotted down some notes around this particular topic, it was like a light bulb that came on for me. And it was kind of interesting because what I realized in going through all of this was that Lyoness has very little to do with MLM or network marketing. As a matter of fact, there's only one thing that's similar, and that is that you can, in fact, refer other people. And I think you'll understand that as we go through this. Another thing that I realized, which was, I have to admit, was kind of a rude awakening, you guys, is that MLM is broken. And now this is just my humble opinion. After 30 years in the industry, being a top income earner, I've worked on the corporate side, I've worked on the field side. I've been a corporate trainer, helped launch companies. I was even president of a company for a short period of time. Remind me to never do that again. Now, does that make me an expert? No, it doesn't necessarily. Does it mean that I know it all? No, it certainly doesn't. But I have gathered, obviously, significant experience over the years. And when I say MLM is broken, you know, you may find that strange coming from somebody that has done very well financially in that industry over the past 3 decades. But when I kind of take a step back and I look at that industry today, it really saddens me to see that it is an industry in complete chaos. There are simply way too many companies, certainly way too many startup companies. Most of them are mismanaged, undercapitalized, or in the wrong place at the wrong time. And they have literally shattered the dreams of tens of thousands of people out there. Now, when I've talked to friends of mine in the industry about this particular issue, they say, well, if you say that the model is broken, how do you justify successful companies that have become billion-dollar companies? Well, let me make sure you understand where I'm coming from. The model is not broken for the company. The model is broken for the distributors, including the top income earners in many of these companies. Do you disagree? Then I want you to think about, can you give me 5 names of people you know in the networking industry that have been with the same company for 10 years and they're still making money? I'm not saying they don't exist. There are a few, but they are certainly few and far between. I guarantee you that. So, what is this all about? What I want to do is dare to compare. And then you tell me whether Lyoness is MLM network marketing or not. And it's interesting because when I talk to people and they ask me, in the beginning I didn't know how to answer it. Because, like I said, the industry has been very good for me financially, so the last thing I would want to do is hide that it was network marketing. But we got no sign-up fees. We got no monthly authorship. We got no minimum requirement. We got no annual renewals, no distributor kits. Heck, we don't even have any levels in the compensation plan. So you tell me whether it's network marketing or not. As a matter of fact, out of the 40-plus countries that we're operating in, I think it's only it's a handful of them that Lyoness is registered as a network marketing company. In the rest of these countries, it's nothing more than a shopping network, which is truly what it is. So let's take a look at this. Do most of these companies out there, do they charge a sign-up fee? Yes, they do. Lyoness, they do not. Now, that may not seem like a big deal to you, but you know what? That's pure cash in these company owners' pockets. How much overhead or administration is involved for a company to have you go online and sign up? Not a whole lot, right? Do they require a business kit? Yes, they do. As a matter of fact, there's a new company that started not too long ago out of Dallas, and some of the people wanted to get my interest on it before we got involved with Lyoness, and they went to great extent to show me how impressive this was. And they actually sent me the distributor kit of the company. That distributor kit did not include any products, and it cost $99. $99 with no product in it. Now, certainly it looked very impressive, but I doubt that box cost the company more than about $10 to manufacture. Where does that money go? It goes to the company. All of these MLM companies, they have monthly minimums and they have auto-ship requirements because they have to. And as a result of that, and I'm being very kind when I say 50 to 60% attrition, in many cases it's more like 70 to 80% attrition. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that there aren't any other good companies out there. There are, but like I said, they're few and far between. So let's talk about this for just a moment. It was very interesting when I was doing my research, and it's actually Sherry and I took 3 months going through this before we decided to pull the trigger on building a business with Lyoness. And part of my own research, I was able to track down one of the top income earners in Lyoness in Austria, Gary Seebacher, who's our upline level 8 president's team member and has the fastest growing organization worldwide within Lyoness. And, you know, I was just kind of introducing myself to Gary, told him a little bit about my background, and I basically said, listen, you know, I love everything that I see about your company, but I can't quite figure out how you guys make money. Now, maybe some of you can relate to that, right? It takes, you know, maybe 2 or 3 times to look at the accounting program before the dime drops, right? And when it does, then it's kind of tough to sleep at night. And Gary was laughing. He goes like, yeah, you know, that's what every network marketer says. And so I asked him, I said, tell me your story. I want to just find out, you know, how does this thing actually work? And he said, well, I personally recommended 17 people to Lyoness. 11 of them are just shopping members, and 6 of them decided to build a business with me. By the way, here's another very impressive statistic. Lyoness has 2.5 million members worldwide right now. Only 3% of us are here to build a business. 97% of the Lyoness members are just shopping to get the benefits. Have you ever heard that type of distributor to customer ratio in traditional network marketing, even remotely close? As a matter of fact, in 99% of the cases, it is the exact opposite. You have 97% distributors to 3% customers. Why is that important? Because this is built on a foundation of consumption, which is the strongest way you can build a business in this industry. Most companies in this industry are built like a house of cards because it's all distributor driven. So he said, I brought in 17 people, 11 of them are shopping, 6 of them decided to join me in the business, and over the past 4.5 years, I've built a team of 80,000 members worldwide, and I'm making X number of dollars per month. And I almost dropped the phone because it was a very substantial amount of money, but not so much because of the amount. Years ago, I built an organization in this industry, in the health and wellness industry. And when my business was at its height, I had somewhere around 80,000 people in my organization. My income was about 10% of what Gary told me his was. So I was standing there kind of scratching my head going, well, in my own mind, I'm thinking like, you're not really helping me here, right? I was even more confused. We built the same size organization, but he's making 10 times what I'm making. So I asked him, I said, you know, I still can't quite figure it out, Gary. And he was laughing again. He says, let me give you my perspective of the difference. He says, you, meaning me, you've been building a traditional network marketing business. And he says, you know, you told me it was health and wellness, but he says, I don't even need to know what the product is. He says, as a matter of fact, it doesn't even make any difference whether it's a good or bad product. You're building it around a traditional networking concept where people are forced to spend X number of dollars every single month on buying this niche product that, mind you, they would not have bought had you not come around to tell them about it. And I was like, okay. And he says, as a result of that, when they get discouraged, when the product doesn't work the way they thought that it was going to work, or when they don't make the kind of money they thought they were going to make, then what's the natural thing to do? They stop their auto ship, right? They don't want people to keep on dinging their credit card. As a result of that, this is him talking to me, he says, every 6, 8, 12 months, you have to replenish at least half of your distributors or customers because they're leaving. And I don't care what company you may have been involved with before, skincare, vitamins, health drinks, travel programs, legal services, whatever it is that you've done out there before. Those numbers don't lie. It's the fact of our industry, unfortunately. So Gary says, now let me tell you my business model. He says, first of all, nobody quits. And I'm like, what do you mean nobody quits? He says, well, it costs nothing to join. It costs nothing to get your membership. There is no requirement. It costs nothing to use it. But every time you use it, you get paid. And I'm like, okay, well, it still doesn't tell me a whole lot. He says, well, it may not, but while your business, meaning mine, is based on forced consumption every single month, people have to put up their credit card. Otherwise, they're not qualified to get paid. He said, in my business, meaning Lyoness, there is no auto-ship. There is no monthly minimum requirement. Yet, I have people in my business, meaning him, that are going out of their way to spend $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month or more through Lyoness. And I'm thinking in my mind, this dude is lying to me. I've been around this industry for 30 years. You mean to tell me that people will willingly spend $2,000 a month when they don't have to? And he said, yes, absolutely. And he said, obviously you don't understand the business model. And I was like, well, obviously I don't. Here's what it did for me. It created enough curiosity, and I remember that night before I went to bed, I told Sherry, I said, listen, if what he is saying is true, then this is, without a doubt, the ultimate networking concept. So we got started, and obviously we've experienced the exact same thing. Why are people willing to spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars through Lyoness when they don't have to? When you understand the magic and the power of the accounting program, of the value of every single dollar that goes into your loyalty account, then you'll realize why people are willing to drive 3 miles down the road to put Chevron or Exxon Mobil in their car as opposed to go right around the corner to Shell that's not part of Lyoness right now. See, once I got that, I was like, this is absolutely ingenious. A lot of these companies, they charge you for web services, whether it's access to your back office or your marketing sites or all that kind of stuff. Lyoness, they don't charge you for anything. If you decide to make a partial gift card payment towards future shopping, which is strictly optional, that's the only time you ever put money into the program. Other than that, it's completely self-funding based on the benefits that you keep getting back just from shopping through Lyoness. Do network marketing companies have overpriced products? You better believe it. I've sat on a number of advisory boards. Like I said, I've worked on the corporate side. I know exactly the kind of multiples that these companies are operating with. Those of you that may have been around the industry for a while, do you remember in the old days when you tried to justify the MLM business model? How did you explain it to people? You said in traditional business, we have a manufacturer, we have a middleman, and we have a retailer and the customer, right? And every person in between, they got to get a little piece. In network marketing, we cut out all the middlemen. That's a bunch of BS. We actually add more middlemen so the company can pay out 7, 8, 9, 12, 15 levels, whatever they're paying, right? Everybody's got to get a little piece of the action. Every product in network marketing are overpriced. Otherwise, the system can't sustain itself. You want me to prove it to you? If you've been part of a health and wellness business in this industry, you will gladly pay $40 or $39 or more for a health juice or a diet product or some kind of a monthly regimen of vitamins. even though you can go down to Costco and buy the exact same product for $14.95. So how do you justify it? Well, you try to explain to your distributors, oh, no, it's not the same product, you know. Our product was found by Dr. So-and-so that walked through the forest, and he found this magical berry that you can't get anywhere else. It's ridiculous. Network marketing products, do they add an expense to your family budget? You better believe they do. As I said before, these are products that you would not have bought had I not come around to tell you about them. Is Lyoness, the Lyoness membership, the use of the Lyoness membership, is that an add-on to your family budget? Is it an added expense? Of course not. Listen and listen carefully. What we do in Lyoness is we show you how to turn your regular monthly expenses into financial assets. I know that sounds crazy, but when you get the concept, when you get the program, you'll realize that there isn't even a close second in this industry or outside of this industry. Do network marketing products, do they require behavior change? More often than not, yeah. You got to change your eating habits. You got to change what you put on your face. You got to change something, right? Is Lyoness? No. We tell you, buy what you're already buying. Just redirect your purchase through Lyoness at no charge and get all the financial benefits for doing that. I love this one. Do network marketing companies have inflated commissions? Absolutely. What does that mean? Well, you know, we were just talking about autoship. It doesn't matter if it's autoship or it's the regular volume or whatever it is. It's all based on a point system, right? So they say in order for you to be qualified to get paid, you got to commit to $100 a month on autoship. However, the $100 is actually 100 points, right? So what do the $100 actually cost you in real dollars? More often than not, it's $125, $135 or even more for 100 points, plus tax and shipping to get your product to your door, meaning that the 100 points that they're paying you commissions on are costing you $200 to $225 a month. That's what I call inflated commissions, you guys. Another one that's not even on the chart here, which I love, is the annual renewal fees. This one is brilliant, you guys. What do they charge you? I don't know. Let's say $29.95, right? Every year, they ding your credit card for $29.95 to renew your distributorship. Now, you know, if you're in the business, you're making money, you don't think much of it. It's not that big a deal, right? $29, okay, whoop-de-doo. Company has 1 million distributors. They just raked in $29 million, and you don't get a dime for bringing 100,000 people to the table to the company. So no, the model is certainly not broke for the company. It's broke for you and I. In most of the compensation programs, whether it's binaries, matrix, unilevel, generation, whatever it is, they operate with pay line volume. Here's the problem with pay line volume. If you build a large, successful business, 60 to 70% of your volume is out of your pay line that you can't get paid on. So you're bringing millions of dollars to the company, but you're getting paid a minute percentage of that volume. Not so with Lyoness. A lot of these companies, they offer check match. What does that mean? That means that, you know, whatever the person you brought in, whatever they make, the company match a portion of that. You know, a lot of compensation plans are doing that. It's a popular thing to do. It's highly successful. Here's the difference. In regular MLM, they pay you check match on the person. In Lyoness, they pay you check match on your directs and indirects, not on the person, but on every single one of their accounting units to infinity. Once you get that, you guys, you're not going to be able to sleep at night. I guarantee you. And last but not least, most of these companies, you have to be one of the top 1% income earners in order for you to be invited to the trips and the workshops and the seminars and the exotic locations around the world, right? Not so with Lyoness. When we first got started, we qualified for level 3. I think it was our second full month in the program. Sherry was invited to Austria for 4 days to a workshop. Level 3. That's the beginning of the compensation plan. In, I think it was September of this year, they brought all the level 3s from North and South America to a 4-day workshop in Cancun on the company's dime. Unheard of. There is nothing like it. So when people say, is this MLM? I don't know. You tell them. I don't even know what to call it. No, it's a shopping network. But it's a shopping network where you can make a fortune. So the bottom line is there is no comparison. There isn't even a close second. Lyoness is the clear champion in this comparison. And I don't care what company you stack it up against out there. They can't touch us. This is your legacy. You've probably heard this from other companies in the industry before, and you bought into the dream. You drank the Kool-Aid. And either the company went under or they got sold out, right? Ever been in one of those situations? Where all of a sudden your coffee company got bought out by a skincare company. And you're standing there with your distributor base going like, I don't get it. I was just in the coffee business, now I'm selling skincare. Or your water business just bought the vitamin company, right? Oh no, the model is not broken for the company. Trust me, they're making money. The model is broken for the distributors. I watched it happen years ago. A company that I was one of the field founders of, there were 12 of us that had poured our blood, sweat, and tears into building this company for a number of years, only to watch the owner go sell the company and rake in $30 million to put it in his own pocket. We sat back with nothing. So, let's talk about Lyoness. You're looking at the world's largest shopping network, which allows you, as I said, to turn your expenses into assets. That is not just a cute statement. That is not a joke. That is very, very real. You can shop online and offline, and you don't have to buy niche products. These are everyday necessities: gas in your car, food on your table, travel, flowers for your mom, etc., etc. Over 150,000 points of acceptance, 150 million products and services worldwide. And you know what? You don't have to sell it. You don't have to convince anything. How much salesmanship do you think it takes to tell somebody, listen, if I can show you how to turn your gas into a financial asset, would you want to know about it? It's available on all continents. We're in more than 40 countries and growing almost on a monthly basis. We have a 10-year track record. You're not part of somebody's test. Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of transactions are running through this system every month. You've already seen the future. You know it works. Just look on the other side of the Atlantic where you can use the Lyoness card everywhere. And last but not least, it is brand new to North America. I challenge you, go down the street in your local town, ask 100 people if they have ever heard of Lyoness, and I guarantee you 99.5 of them will say, what's that? That will not be the case 12 to 18 months from now. And guess what? You get to be the one to lay in the infrastructure and reap the benefits. And finally, I know this is nuts, you guys. It's free to join. It doesn't cost anything. If you want a complete overview, go to loyaltyincome.com, where we walk you through from A to Z what Lyoness is and why you should take a very, very serious look and strongly consider this. Get back to the person who invited you to check this out. Do yourself a favor, do your own due diligence, and find out the real story behind Lyoness. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.